Hey guys, welcome back to Soul's Journey. I know it has been a minute since I've done a video. I hope everybody's been keeping well. I've been keeping busy with other things. And then the other day I was watching Martha over at Mystical Empowerment's video on her Lenormand decks, and I thought I'll do kind of a VR to that and show mine. So I'm going to go through my little stack of Lenormand cards and some notes. I'll let you know if any of these decks are out of print or if they're hard to find or whatever. Most of mine are older now. As you probably remember, I am no longer really collecting decks. There have been a couple of Kickstarters that I recently backed and then canceled before the campaign ended because I just don't have a lot of disposable income to spend on these things anymore. And frankly, the less I buy, the less I find I really want any of the new decks that are out. So I guess I've kind of hit my limit on collecting. But anyway, let's get into our Lenormand cards and I'll show you the decks I have. And let me know if you have any of these, if you like them. So this is possibly one of the more recent ones that I acquired, the old style Lenormand, and I believe this is readily available through Amazon or just about any place else. This one is by Alexander Ray. It's got this nice chunky little book with it. Got a fair amount of information on each card. I think this is a very pretty deck. Let's see if I can get the glare off. Then this is one, it has the title, the card number, and the playing card inset. And some people really like those insets, and in fact I saw a comment online somewhere, and I don't remember where now, that somebody was saying that without that the decks are just useless. To each his own, I guess, but unless you are familiar with reading playing cards, it probably is not going to matter much to you. So this is a very pretty little deck. Not wild about the back having the name on it like that, but whatever. Won't spend too much time on each one, but I kind of like some of these older decks. And one thing I've noticed with some of these decks that are coming out now is it's almost, the pictures can be very cluttered, and sometimes it's even hard to tell what the card is supposed to be depicting. B over at Akali Sunflower recently showed a deck that was like that, and yeah, it was just kind of hard to tell because they would make one image more prominent in the scene than, like say the tower would be off in the background, then they'd have a huge tree in the foreground and it looked like it should be the tree but it wasn't, or something like that. I forget exactly what it was. But anyway, I like this deck very much. I think it's very pretty with the parchment background. And then I've got my Blue Owl Lenormand. This is put out by US Games. I'm pretty sure this is still readily available. It's another very pretty deck. Let's see. The only thing I'm not sure about, I never did figure out what this big M up in the corner of each card is supposed to be for. Here's the back, Blue Owl, of course. And it's got all these little, this is fairly traditional, having these little sayings on the cards. This principal card Shows a man in full view, held high in regard to tell fortunes for you. And upon your behest, if the cards are read well, the worst and the best the cards will foretell. I don't know if that's not ever focused right. Now this does not have the titles, but it's pretty easy to tell what it is. Like this is the key, the bear, the anchor, the clover, so this would be the coffin, bouquet, the ship, house, the tree, the mountain, path, the mice, heart, the ring, stars, birds, and so on. Anyway, I like these. I think it's a very pretty little deck. Okay, so these next few are all by the same creator. So first up is the Melissa Lenormand. This was done by Melissa Hill way back. Oh, let me see, what year was this? 2010. Karmic Egg Publishing. Interestingly, not long after she created her last deck, which I think was the Wicked Sybil, she completely gave up card reading and got completely out of the game entirely. She deleted all her websites, and I think I managed to find her online, and she was working some corporate IT tech job or something. So maybe she just didn't want her new employer to find all her tarot business online. I don't know. I have no idea, but I did find that she has still a page up at Big Cartel, and I will link that down in the description below. I can't remember what the excuse me, the URL is off the top of my head. There's no numbers on the cards, but there is the title down here. Like this is Heart. This is the snake. This is, like I said, I don't know if you call this self-published. Karmic Egg Publishing, I don't know what that is, if that was her company or what. This just came in a little tuck box. This is the star, bouquet, the cross. I think she included, let's see, there's the title card, signed card. I've got 61 of 250, so it was a limited edition. I think this one's got, there's a woman, snake, the child. I thought this had two man and two ladies, but maybe it's one of the others. Not entirely sure what this card is. I'll have to look in the book. Okay, I'm not finding it right off, but let's see if bear, clover, journal she's got instead of the book, dog, clouds, the tree, the sickle, stork, bird, house. Okay, so we do have two lady cards. Let me get them out of the glare so you can see them better. So you can, so there should be two man cards as well. Okay, there's one. It's Lily. Oops. Anchor, key, mountain, ring. It's kind of interesting. It's like a page out of a catalog or something. Choose your ring. I love this moon card though. Isn't that beautiful? Tower, Sun, Ship. See if I can find the other man card real quick. Dog, Lily, Child. Did I pass it? Oh, here we are. Yeah, I did. Okay, so here's the two. Okay, so this one in the little tuck box was the first edition. And then she came out with a second edition that she put in this little tin. This came out 2011, as you can see. And it's just a lift off. And this did not come with the little booklet like the first one did. So it's just got, you know, really basic meanings for the cards. At the time these came out, she was actually offering, I think she had a course in how to read Lenormand. But everything is gone now, so this one she's got the numbers on, as well as the name. Oh, she stuck in a joker. That's what it was. Sybil. That's an extra card too. And was this the one? So we got two ladies. One's the same as the first deck, and then this one is new. And then the two gentlemen cards. I think this is the same as the first deck, but this one is different. But she does not put the insets, the playing card insets, in her decks. It's largely the same, but with some differences from the first deck. I had wanted her Wicked Sybil deck and somehow missed out on getting it. Not sure why. Anyway, very pretty little decks. I like the little tin to carry it in. And then she also came out with one that she called the Postmark Lenormand. And this came out, well, it says 1981, obviously that's not right. Let's see if we can figure this out here. Oh, this one she stuck in a Happy Squirrel card. And this had all her websites listed on it. And these are all gone. None of these sites come up anymore. I think it was either Sassy Sybil or one of them is now owned by someone in Spain, and it's all Spanish fortune tellers. So this is a much more basic looking deck. And it doesn't have playing card insets, but it has the symbols up here. This is the backs. And this is a very clean, I can't remember if this one has two ladies and two men or not. It probably does. If you like something a little brighter, I think this is one of the ones that's still available, or at least it is still actively listed on the Big Cartel site. And like I said, I will put the link to that down in the description box below. See if I can find. So there's a man. So a lot of different styles together in this. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the other two. Here's the other man card. And the two women cards. So yeah, it's really a shame that she's totally gotten out of it, but I'm sure it was best for her, and c'est la vie. Now this one I know I have shown. It was on my video of decks that became mass market. This is the Pixies Astounding Mademoiselle Lenormand cards. And this was by Ed Zabrowski, I think. This was the first one that came out before US Games picked it up. I think I had to order it directly from him. It just came with this tiny little fold-out with very basic meanings. So these don't have titles or playing card insets. I don't know if the new one does or not. So you kind of have to know what you're doing. And this is the clouds, the ship, and the rider. I guess that's one of the man cards. I don't know if there's two. The tree, the clover, the book, the birds. And he plucked all these images out of the Rider-Waite deck and used them, whoops, to create this. Although I don't know if there's a bear. He may have gotten this from a different illustration of Pixies. But if you're very familiar with the cards or don't mind looking them up, this is a nice clean little deck. Like I said, this is the first edition that he self-published before US Games picked it up, and I think they changed it fairly dramatically. I don't have a copy of that one, but I'm a big fan of Pixies art, so decided to go ahead and get this. And now this one is one that I found on Kickstarter. It was put out by, let's see, it's called The Friars Lenormand, published by Rabbit's Moon Tarot, Frankfurt, Germany. I've forgotten her name, sorry. Oh, Joan Marie. Okay, so this is from 2019. And I think her website is, this is it here, cultoftarot.com. cultoftarotforum.com. I did not double check if that's still up or not. So this is just very small little white book with very basic meanings in it. I like this. She used all medieval imagery. It's got gold edging. Excuse me. So this is like, something out of medieval manuscripts. Clover. And these have both the numbers, the playing card inset, and the title. Ship. I remember when I showed this deck, when I first got it, somebody very much disliked the borders because they're different on each card. And they found it annoying or distracting or something, I forget. Frankly, it never impressed me one way or the other. An interesting cloud card. Guy getting sucked up in there. It's a UFO. Snake. I won't show all these since I do have a full walkthrough, and you can, I'm sure, dig that up. But I like it. In fact, I bought 2 copies of it, and the other one is still in the shrink wrap. So I was thinking maybe someday I'll do a giveaway if anybody is interested in that. Okay, so this is another one. Then, let's see. Oh, I picked this one up on Etsy. This is by Anatorian. And let's see. Artist, sculptor, and graphic designer. Also the creator of the Hidden Waters Tarot. And I think, didn't she work with somebody on another deck? I forget now. Was it the Bone Stone Tarot or something? So this one just came with a little fold out. I think she's still selling it, but I'm not sure if it's still coming in the little tin like this or if she's changed to a tuck box. I can't remember. This is very pretty. It's got like a red felt lining in the bottom. Nothing on the top. So this is kind of like what do they call that when you etch into the black? Oops. Luna Solare. Okay, so that's her Etsy shop, if it'll focus. Oh goodness, come on. Can you see it? There we go. So it's all, it's got the moon on the back. I wish I could remember what they call it when you etch on the whiteboard like this, or blackboard, and just kind of scratch it out. I think that's what this was. So obviously very clean. Not a lot of stuff cluttering up the card. No inset, but it does have the number and the title. I think this is really pretty. I think it makes a nice, when they're all laid out, it's a nice presentation. I do not recall if this one has multiple people cards or not. We'll keep those aside just in case. Oh yes, it does. So here are the two woman cards. And two man cards. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is still available. And then this one, I think, is really one of my favorites. Again, it's very old-fashioned. I think this, I'm not sure when this originally came out. Forward, oh, it's okay. It's German and English, I guess. Preface, the cards. Okay, so it shows all the cards in black and white here. I'm not sure when this particular deck was first issued. But, okay, so there's no titles. Okay, so this has got the little insignia up in the top. I wonder if it's just the printer's mark. So it's got the number and the card inset. So this would be the letter, the garden, or the, I'm not sure, it's the garden or the path. Oh, I always get those two confused. Okay, yeah, garden. The fish. There's the man. The snake. The stork. The art in this is just so pretty. Okay, so this would be the crossroads. Fox. Scythe. The book. Key. Mountain. Birds. Stars. The dog. Bear. Coffin. anchor, whip, clover, ship, house, rider. So pretty. Child. Oops. Did I get that wrong somewhere? Come on. There we go. Anyway, I think that's just a really lovely deck. I really like the art and the colors in that. I believe this one is still available. I'd have to check. This one I found on a site called gameofhopelenormand.bigcartel.com. And they do reprints of a bunch of very old decks. This one is listed as Kathleen Matthews' Daveluy Lenormand cards. Very old deck. It's got the playing card inset. Titles are French. This will be the rider. And then it's got these little sayings. They're all in French, but I have a book that actually translates them. Oh, this is the backs. Got the clover, the ship, the house, the trees, or tree, clouds, snake, coffin, bouquet. It's a scythe, the rod, birds, a child, the fox, bear, star, stork, dog, tower, garden, mountain, it's crossroads, mice, the heart. Anyway, this is a very pretty little deck, and that one is still available at that website. Now, I also have this book, The Complete Lenormand Oracle by Kathleen Matthews, and it does show this deck in it as well as several others. But this is the one that, this book, she's got the translations of all the little, whoops, like this one here. Yeah. Wherever you wander, there's no place like home, a shelter and refuge to dwell with kith and kin. Secure your household, safely bides within. Why ever would you need to stray or roam? So she's got translations of all the cards, little sayings on them in here. But again, she does show a bunch of other decks. So this is a fairly chunky book, as you can see. So if you want a deck or a book on Lenormand art reading, this would be one option. And I also have this book, Fortune Telling with Playing Cards, using playing cards. Although I found this kind of confusing, so it would depend on each person how much you get out of it. But if you like using the playing card insets, this may give you additional insights for reading with the Lenormand cards. Back here we have the Lenormand system, meanings of the cards. So that may be some help too. I haven't looked at this in a long time, so I do remember being a little overwhelmed with all the different, you know, if it's near this card, it means this, and that sort of thing. So anyway, those are my Lenormand decks. And no surprise, I've got a pretty good collection here. Yeah. So anyway, I hope everybody is doing well and enjoying your cards and getting some insight for yourself and others. And I will talk to you soon. Blessed be.